Ever since I stopped wearing smartwatches, I've been down a pretty deep rabbit hole looking for the best value for the money watches. Now, I think if you asked most watch collectors what the best value for the money watches are, they'll probably have Casio on top of their list. And I couldn't agree more. However, on my list alongside Casio, I think Timex should be on there as well. However, not all Timexes are created equal. Now, this channel isn't a watch review channel. I'm not a watch expert. I don't claim to be a watch expert. I just love reviewing things that I already own, gadgets, knives, watches. I have about 10 Casio / G-Shock watches and I enjoy wearing all of them. Casio brings me back to my childhood because I had them growing up. I had the calculator watch. I've also had a few Timexes as well. That's why for me, Timex also brings me back to my childhood. Now, I'm not a crazy huge watch collector. All my watches are very budget friendly. I did mention that not all Timex are created equal. For me, Timex is pretty confusing as a brand because they're kind of all over the place for me. Some look great, some look horrible. Pricing is all over the place. For me, I don't think I would ever pay for a Timex retail price. There's always sales on it. I watched a bunch of videos, did a lot of research, and I did narrow down to 3 Timexes that I think fit my collection perfectly. And today I wanted to share my 3 choices with you. So first on the list of my top choices for Timex is the Expedition Scout. Now, this is probably one of the top sellers for Timex as a company because on Amazon, it has almost 23,000 reviews. So this watch does feature a 40mm case, which I think for me is perfect. It's a great size for my wrist. You can usually find this watch in its various forms between $40 to $50 on Amazon or even at Walmart. But if you shop at places like at Kohl's, they usually have it at full retail, which is about $71, which I feel is too much for this watch. But as I stated earlier, I would probably never pay retail for a Timex watch because there's always sales going on. This watch does come with a natural leather strap and it's easily adjustable and positioned comfortably on the wrist. When I wear it, it feels very comfortable. It's not too heavy. The water resistance is 50 meters. So it's good for like light rain. You can probably take a shower with it. I usually don't take showers with my watches. It does have mineral glass as well and the date window at the 3 o'clock position. Like I said, I have the version with the brown leather. The lume on this is decent. It does last for a couple hours, and then if you do run out of lume, you can actually just use the infamous Indiglo, and the Indiglo works perfectly on this. I do love the yellow second hand on this because you can see whether or not you accidentally pulled out the dial or not. If the second hand stops moving, that usually means that your dial probably got tugged on your pants or something where it stopped the watch. So I do appreciate that yellow second hand. But overall for this, if you can find this for $30 to $50, I would say go for it. It's a great watch. It's definitely one of the best sellers for Timex. It's reliable. The only downfall for this is that the watch is pretty loud. You wouldn't think a watch could be that loud, but if you have this on your nightstand, you could hear it. You can hear it ticking. So I would never be able to sleep with this inside the room. I would probably leave this in your watch case or throw a towel over it if you do decide to have it inside your bedroom or nightstand. What I do like is that there's also the 24-hour military time on here, along with the 12-hour time. All right, so the next watch that I have on my Timex Trio is, I was actually going to get the Weekender, but then I found this Timex Waterbury Classic Chrono right here for about the same price, maybe a little bit more, 10 bucks more. I got this for $57 on sale. I found a deal on Amazon and I was like, you know what? I like the look of this better. It looks a little bit more formal and I don't have any watches like this. So I was like, hey, why not? For 58 bucks or 57 bucks, you can't beat it. It feels like it's better made. It doesn't feel as rugged though as the Expedition. There's no lume on the hour or the mid hand, but it still has the Indiglo, but the Indiglo does not work as well as the Expedition. And the chronograph is just a standard quartz chronograph. You press this to start, and then you can see it moving, and then you press that button right there to stop, and then you press the bottom button right here to let the whole thing reset. So I love the way that moves. It moves very smoothly. And then you still have the second hand counter on the bottom right there where it says Waterbury. And then that times for 30 minutes, and that's a tenth of a second. But the leather strap on this one feels much softer than the leather strap on the Expedition. But I mean, for 58 bucks, I mean, you could wear these for two separate occasions. This is for outdoors. This is just for something like a typical field watch. And this one you can wear on a nice sunny day on the beach, or at a formal event if you're wearing navy blue with some brown fits. But for 58 bucks, I added that to my collection over the weekender because I actually like the look of this one better. So if you could pick this up for under $70, I say that this is a great deal. It looks good. It looks more expensive than what I paid for it for sure. And on the wrist, I mean, it's pretty nice. I like it. So I don't have anything like this in my collection, so that's why I added it. And if you'll notice today, these are all analog watches. For digital watches, I don't think I would ever wear Timex. I mean, they do have a couple that I do like, but I don't think I would choose them over my digital Casio watches. So that's why I only added analog watches from Timex, because I think Timex does do some of those very well. Now, the last one is the Timex Marlin chronograph. So I really love the vintage look of this one. This is the reason why I purchased it, because I don't have anything like this, and I love the vintage look. It does have a domed crystal that is more prone to getting scratched than even these, but I love the mecha quartz movement that it has. So watch this, when you actually hit start, the way it moves very close, or acts like an automatic watch. Then when you press it, it's to stop, and you could actually reset it. So this has no lume, no interglow. That's the only drawback. But this is definitely just a formal event type of watch. But the quality is really, really good. And this watch looks very classy. I don't think I'll wear this a lot, but I would wear this to a wedding, right? A really formal event where I have a black suit. And it looks very classy. This definitely looks like it punches way above its weight class, especially for the price. Right now, you can probably find this for around $130, $140 on Amazon, but they retail for $209. But I actually found this used on Amazon. I caught a good deal. It said used, but the box came in brand new. So it was about $100 that I purchased for on Amazon. So if you could find this for $100 to $130, I mean, I think this is a great looking watch. So these are the top 3 watches that I have from Timex. I think these are the only ones that really caught my interest over the past couple months of looking. Right? I actually owned this one for a while already. These 2 watches are a little bit newer. I purchased this one for a wedding back in September. So, and I wore it only a few times, but it's nice to have it in my collection. I love the vintage look of this. So that gives me some different choices to choose throughout the week. Whenever I get tired of my Casios. And then over time, I'll probably upgrade to an automatic. I wouldn't spend my money on an automatic Timex because there's way better options out there like Seiko, Orient, Hamilton. So for a field watch though, under $50, this is a pretty good watch. So I think with these 3 watches, you really could wear it to any occasion if you're not into Casio. I think the other one that I was considering was the Timex Q chronograph, but I like this one better. Of all the Timexes, I think these ones interest me the most, and that's why I purchased it. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. If you have any other watches that you think are better within the Timex lineup that are around $100, I'd love to know which ones. Maybe I'll give it a shot. But for now, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.